Okay, so guys, today we are doing some maintenance on the vehicle. I had a kind of random failure heading to the track last Saturday, and I'm going to show you guys right away what happened. So I don't know if the GoPro is picking it up, but there's a nice little crack on that fuel rail bracket and on that one right there. So I got to the track, drove, hour and 20 minutes down there. Everything was great. Get to the track, do my final oil check, just pull the dipstick, make sure, there's oil in the car before rolling out to the track. And just as I'm lowering the hood to close it down, I see this crack here. And I see the rails sitting out a little and the injector sitting out a little. Had I gone on track and started hitting boost, I would have sent the rail and all my ejectors into orbit. Now, the scarier part is if this was actually plumbed, that would have been a fire. It's the second time that that's happened. So, I've got a fire extinguisher on the way for this thing. I ordered a bracket. So it's the bracketeer setup, which is a $60 bracket. It's just the mount, and it goes just right at the front of the seat here. So it bolts just down in between there into the brackets, and it'll sit there. And so I'm going to get a little 2.5 pound fire extinguisher, just because I had the feeling, this kind of already came apart twice. Hopefully the fix that we're going to do, which is making new brackets, we're making some custom brackets, hopefully it's never going to happen again. But I just had the thought that, like, let's say, you notice smoldering or smoking under the hood, you run around and you pop the hood. Well, what do you do if you don't have a fire extinguisher? What, are you going to pour water on it? That's not going to do anything. So I figured, you know what, for the investment, $60 for the mount, 30-40 bucks for a class ABC fire extinguisher, it's worth it just to protect the investment. Something does go wrong, you hop out, at least you can try. Not to mention, if you're on track and someone else is having a bad time and you're cruising on by, stop, jump out, save them maybe, right? So anyways, that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be making new fuel rail brackets. I'll show you the material that we're going to use for that. Now, the reason that these ones cracked, or what our theory is anyways, is these are made out of aluminum. Aluminum doesn't have very much flex. It doesn't have any. It's very rigid. It's very strong, stiff. So this rail was probably rattling around a little. And my guess is maybe this bolt was over tightened, causing that crack. And then this was probably just, it was going to happen regardless. Only one of these holding this whole rail, kind of all that vibration going through. It was about to happen. So either this one let go first and then this one, or other way around. But we're going to go with steel as the material for the new brackets. Steel has a lot more flex and bend to it. It's not just going to break. And it's quite a bit stronger, the stuff that we're using. So hopefully we can get that done today. The other task or project, I guess, is what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing my fuel pump internals. So the auto techs, I've determined that they may be kind of past the point of no return. I feel like they're worn out. They've been on the car for about 6, maybe 7, almost 7 years. I'm going to say 6 for sure, 6 years. And they've seen the track every year of that 6 pretty much, and a lot. So the internals are a little bit tired. They're worn, and I'll insert some images to show you guys. So I'm going to be sending them to auto tech, and they're going to warranty them for me. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just install a fresh set of fuel pump internals, just to get that out of the way and not have to worry about any fuel pressure issues. So anyways, that is it for now. We're going to go ahead and start getting to work. I'm just letting the car cool, because driving here everything got hot. So I'm letting the car cool down, and then get to it. It's time to make some better fuel rail brackets that aren't gonna break like immediately. Time for the death wheel.
Machines existed.
That's true. Cut off wheels and sketchiness. First bracket's there. That one looks pretty good. Just needs to be cleaned up a little bit.
My dad said his first project in trade school was making an anvil out of a large chunk of steel using an angle grinder.
Wow, that must have been something.
Yeah.
Well, we're still making stuff out of steel using angle grinders, that's for sure. Now we're gonna load it up in the drill press, fire some holes through, and that's it. Okay, so this is the final product. These are gonna be the brackets that I run. I'm gonna keep these in here forever. But yeah, they look awesome. Very simple. I mean, they're nothing special, but like it's solid. Like, this isn't going anywhere. These are steel, so even if the rail's vibrating or moving, these aren't gonna fatigue and crack like the aluminum. The problem with aluminum, even piping, is maybe, you know, you bend it once. If you try to bend it back, it's gonna crack. If it sees too much vibration, it's gonna crack. Aluminum is very rigid, it's very solid, it's strong, but it doesn't handle vibration at all. So over time, the rail rattling back and forth might have fatigued those. Also, with those stupid holes drilled in those rails, that probably isn't doing anything good for anybody. But yeah, that's basically it. That's kind of how we're gonna end it off. We've got the new fuel rail brackets installed. They're solid. I also changed my air filter. I put a new filter on because my old filter, and I'll put a picture on the page, was nasty. And when you start to see your filter collapse like that, where the filter vanes here are no longer straight, they're all wavy or compressed, that's actually happening sometimes because people are rough with their filters, but typically that happens when the filter gets dirty and your engine can't breathe anymore. Your filter starts collapsing. If your filter is collapsing, that's like the hugest of restrictions. That's probably like maybe one of the worst. So I've heard that there's noticeable power gains on turbo vehicles when you put, you know, a small little dinky air filter versus one of these big boys, and then a clean one versus a dirty one. So my other one had signs of collapsing, which means up at the top end I was probably starving the engine of some air. So we'll see. Might be 5 wheel, might be 10, might be more, right? It is noticeable power gain. So that is it for this one. Just wanted to go over these fuel rail brackets, how important they are, because you got to remember, if these break and this pops off once your fuel's plumbed, it's a fire. Like, it's straight up a fire. The injector pops out, you're done. So pretty much gonna keep it like this for the rest of the season. Once I know that this isn't gonna pop out or come loose or do any of that, then we'll plumb the port fuel. But for now, that's it.